One advocacy group, Unitas, is using online comic strips to warn them. And I spoke to a graphic novelist, Dan Goldman, who partnered with Unitas to create these comic strips. And here's what he told me in our recent interview. Dan, thanks for joining us on the show. Tell us about the story that you've depicted.
Right. So this story is called Superstar, and it's the first in a series of stories for Unitas. And what we're doing is we're telling individual stories of young people in a variety of situations, people of different genders and orientations, and different groups. And what we want to do is present the different ways in which young people can be pulled into trafficking, either labor or sex-related trafficking. And our first story is called Superstar. It's about a young girl named Lacey who's babysitting her younger brothers at home, and she dreams of being a singer, like a pop star. And she's sitting around on Instagram, which is what kids do. And that's how somebody starts, knocking on her digital door and finds her. And over a couple of weeks worth of messaging, she's lured to go off and become a star, and there are bad outcomes. But what's interesting about this series is that we're presenting, every story starts off, we have two tracks, and there's a pivot point, which is the moment in which our protagonist has the opportunity to make a choice. And one of those choices will lead them deeper into the world of trafficking, and one choice will potentially lead them out. And that's the focus of what we're trying to do, is to present to young people where they're already looking at media, how they'll get pulled in and how not to get pulled in.
And I think what's also interesting is that you show, because of these two scenarios, how this can easily be prevented. And that is as powerful, I think, when you're putting it out there and distributing.
Yeah. Thank you. When we were discussing, myself and with the representatives at Unitas, we were talking about that being really important. It's not just enough to educate and to show, but to show that there are other ways in which the same kid can have their dreams realized without falling prey to these people.
And how do kids get to watch this? How do you target them?
We're looking at the project is designed to be shown on different social media channels. So we'll have it on Instagram, on Snap, on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And so it will run as both a comic and as a video. On Instagram, we'll have the two different tracks as separate posts, but the video will run both choices continuously.
And I understand you had input in terms of these stories from actual kids who had been trafficked.
Yes, all of the stories that we're doing in this series are informed by actual trafficking survivors or trafficking victims.
Hopefully that message hits home. Thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.